The next one here, guitar chords except dominant sevenths. Well, this is something not everybody's going to want to use, but it's a feature that basically allows you to get a dominant seventh harmony when you play a dominant seventh chord. I don't always want that seventh note. Sometimes I like it to be instead of going from the seventh, to go directly up to the root when I sing those notes. Yeah. That's the ignore dominant seventh setting. And, you know, it's a fairly subtle thing, but some people would think that the ignore dominant seventh is more of a pop sound, where the accept dominant seventh, which is the default, by the way, of all the presets, this is more of a blues or a jazz sound. Hold release, if you use the harmony hold function, which it isn't set up for right now, but if you use the harmony hold function, you can set that release time quite long, or you can set it short to what is the default, which is about 30 milliseconds. For when you let go of the harmony hold, the voices stop quickly, but not instantly, so instantly as to make a click. Tuning, this is basically your different tuning modes, and those are explained better in the manual than I could explain them here. Just suffice to say that equal temperament is, I believe, the default for singing with pitched instruments like piano and guitar and stuff. Here we have the EQ section, the harmonies and the double voices. When you use the double voices, just like in choir, double and harmony share these EQ settings. So if you want your harmonies to be a little brighter, you can see that there's the high gain is a little bit added right now at about 4,000 hertz. There's 2 dB of gain there. Of course, you've got your 3 bands, and then you've got your middle band here that you can play with the frequency. You can see whether it's a narrow or wide band, then you can raise and lower the level here. And that's very handy in making the harmonies really pop. Okay, we're now at the bottom row here. This feature, lead mute, is for when you want, for example, you press the harmony button, you want your lead, rather, that is your dry voice, to go away, but you want to hear the harmonies fully wet. So in this preset, if you want that effect, you could turn the lead mute on. So if you're going here. Yeah. Now here, I'll turn it on. I've got all the humanization and choir settings on, so it sounds a little chorusy. But anyway, for fully wet effects, such as special effects and things like that, you could use the lead mute. Now, that only works when the harmony button is on. When the harmony button is off, then your lead voice will come through, and you'll be able to hear it. And this lead mute is on all of these effects, so that when they are individually on, lead will be muted. And this natural play setting, this is basically, you probably won't want to mess around with this, because when it's in auto input sense, VoiceLive 2 determines, depending on which instrument is connected and which one is playing, it automatically looks to one or the other. I'm pointing at MIDI and the guitar here, to see which one is going to be used to control the harmony, and that's automatically done. But if you want to force it, for example, you play keyboards all night, but there's one preset where you want it to go to guitar, you'd probably set that preset to go to guitar, so that even if you're playing keyboards and you just take a moment out to play a guitar part that you want to use to control VoiceLive 2, you can set it here. So typically you wouldn't want to be messing with that. Notice, though, that when you do change this, for example, when you go to, say, shift, we'll go back up to the top. Shift is non-diatonic shifting, just semitone shifting. The styles have changed. Each one of those natural play modes has its own set. Oh, well, scale actually borrows from the auto one, etc. And MIDI notes, of course, have a different set of styles. So we are back to the beginning from the harmony editing menu, and assuming we like the sound of our preset, basically you can press store and store to the preset location you want. Or if you don't, you think you made a big old mess, just go to the next preset, come back down, and you're done. The cool thing about VoiceLive 2 is that you can run it completely without going into the editing menus. But if you want to, there's lots of settings you can change to customize the sounds and create that sound that you're thinking of.